Hello, PL peeps. It's Swith. It's actually morning, and I'm doing this before work. Ambition. Yay, ambition. I don't have a camera on my crap top that works, so making this video will be a pain in the... A few people have asked about character development and weaving a scene, particularly how do I do it. So if you're expecting a 10 question and answer broadcast about my favorite shade of green, look elsewhere. Weaving a scene. There's a couple gems in our OSF, and I urge you to take a look at them. It's one of the ones I'm looking at is um, the one that gives advice. Basically, it's titled "Weaving a Scene," and it gives you the basics that you would need to know in order to construct a picture, to paint a picture that enhances your scene and your character and the thread as a whole. So when you're writing, write a story. Determine what you want to do in that scene and give the other players something to work with. Be spontaneous, but at the same time, post something other than your usual stuff. Do something besides what your characters always say, and leave the other person wiggle room and give them more than just a few words to work on. A scene can be broken up as posts on a page, but it should flow as if you're reading a book, and it should flow between players and seem like a complete chapter when combined. Pretty much, when you're new to writing, read your post out loud before you submit. Does it sound like a story? And I wish I could link stuff. I'm not too savvy, especially not this time in the morning. But if I could link it, which I can't, I would link it to page 348 of the PLIC Part 8 thread at the top of the page. And it's a scene between Bran's character Rachel and my Sydney. And Bran and I trade posts throughout the morning and afternoon. And what makes this scene work is the attention to detail by both of us. And when I was writing this, I basically visualized it in my head. I wrote it, I read it, and then I walked away. And I returned in a half hour and read it again. That's what happens when I'm at work. But if I couldn't recapture what I'd initially visualized, I had done it wrong and tweaked a few things to make it look right. And I added a few things to flesh it out. And there were things that I'd missed during my first attempt that Bran had put that I didn't pick up on. And then I posted it, and Bran picked up on that feel on his side of the screen, and he added to it, and he tucked in little elements to further flesh out the girl's world. And it was really enjoyable to work with Bran on this, and we had a little competition going, come at me, bro, in the OOC. But it was really fun working with Bran on this, and he's improving by leaps and bounds. I'm very, very proud of our Bran muffin. But anyway, read what you write and read it out loud if need be, and walk away and come back and read it again if need be. And does it make sense? I mean, don't be in a rush to post. Look what you wrote and check for errors. Seriously, people, check for errors. I have sticky notes. I write sticky notes to myself all day, and I'm reading these little teensy sticky notes in my horribly small block text print, and it's really weensy writing, and I can't read what I wrote. And I'm out of coffee. I drank all my coffee, and it's just, it sucks to be me. I can't even read what this says. Oh, stuttering. Stuttering versus hesitation. There's a way to write it. I hesitate on words when I speak, as you can obviously hear. When writing, if you do it too often in a post, it starts to look bad. You meant to convey hesitation when the character is speaking, but sometimes it reads like an actual stutter. So the closest I can come is hesitation, where a character says, you mind? As opposed to the stutter. You don't mind? Stephen King does an excellent example of a stutter for his character stuttering Bill in the novel It. And you can feel the pain as the character struggles to spit out words and his face darkens to a deep red, and he's got spittle flying from his lips, and that's a stutter. Um, it depicted in text, it's a letter followed by a dash. And the first time, second time, okay, it's a bit of hesitation or perhaps a hiccup or something. But if it happens often in your posts in the same paragraph, it comes out as a stuttering bill rather than hesitation. And like I said, I'm a hesitant speaker. I have a difficult time in real life holding a conversation because I am extremely shy. And that'll come out when I bring people on for interviews on the Billfield Network. But I lose my polish and my sentences become very basic and I mispronounce words badly. And it's social anxiety, deal with it because I do. But my point is that a stutter is painful for the speaker and the listener. And there are other ways to convey hesitation besides the letter dash method. You can have a character trail off or mutter, you know. Other tweaks. I don't know. Shit. Couples. Oh, the couples. I know you guys are getting better at it. Just remember, you're doing an RP, but you want others to read what you wrote. So write for an audience. Don't write it to just entertain yourselves because it just comes off as trading masturbation sometimes. Ooh, I can't believe Swith said that. Yeah, yeah. Always remember that not all readers are interested in your flavor of sex, be it heterosexual, homosexual, bestiality, you just name it, BDSM. Not all readers are interested in all brands. Plus, we bill ourselves as a safe spot for kids. So you guys do really good at that, but it's just something to bear in mind when writing scenes. Um, I want you guys to watch Dora and Agati. Sarah and Tilt are actually writing their stuff and shipping their characters to give you all examples of how an icy romance develops and how characters' feelings grow and what an intense adult relationship is like. And, high school romance, ain't nobody got time for that. No, Adults, which all of you are playing for the most part, approach romance differently than you would in middle school or high school. So, bear that in mind that it's difficult to write an older character if you are still young. There's no harm. No harm, no foul. But keep that in mind. Jacob and Katya especially take a step back from your own romance with Dora to see what they're doing. Sarah's not doing it to compete with your characters. He's offered to be an example, and he does romance and drama very well. I learned writing techniques from him, monkey see, monkey do, and emulate the great. So, he's putting himself out there and taking the time to try and help. So try and dissect what he's doing. Try and analyze it and see for yourself just how it works. Other stuff. What's this sticky say? Spoilers. Ugh. Spoiler that superfluous text. We don't need to capture everybody's quotes. You only need the quote that's most pertinent, which would be the last quote the other player wrote. And you won't get in trouble if you take out part of their quote that doesn't apply to your character or scene. But please always spoiler it if it's more than 2 lines because it looks neater and it's something that we're trying to do. And not all RP are like that, but we're trying to do the best. We're trying to teach you guys as best we can. So that's always something that you might want to consider. All right. Now that that's out of the way, I suppose I have time left to answer a few questions. And nobody asked me any because I didn't know when I would be doing this or if I would be doing this. So I shall scroll the OOC. And the last questions were for Tilt. My Tilt-a-whirl. My Tilt-a-rooney. Whatever happened to the man of tomorrow? I don't know, Bones. I don't read DC, so go ask Lois Lane. Vampires. What do you think of vampires? Read Helsing. By the way, that goes for TB2. I'm not a TB fan. I know you all have heard me say that before, but sincerely and truly and honestly, I am not a Chibi fan. and the reasons behind that are very complex, but it's just, to me, it's inane, and I don't mind that other people enjoy them. It's like ponies. I don't mind if people enjoy, My Little Pony. That makes them happy. I just don't happen to enjoy it, so you won't see me wanting to play a character that is part of that genre. That's all. Something hardcore evil. I will bust people's asses if they go out of their way to kill NA and Geo's pony characters, because to me that's just poor sportsmanship and it doesn't belong in any RP. So if you're thinking about doing it, don't. How many RP am I in? Because I get that question asked a lot, and I am in too many. I have numerous puppet accounts, and I roleplay on three primarily. My Swith account was at one time diplomacy until I followed NVE to PL, and that's the one I most associate with my Nefid. The Nefid do actually have a nation state account, believe it or not. My original died, and so I had to revive it a bit. I didn't have an email address. Note to self, always attach an email address to your account. But I do have a Nefid account, and then I have another one that I do a lot of Portal to the Multiverse in, as well as diplomacy, and you will never see me on that account in PL. The reason being is that I use that for hardcore role play, and it's not that I'm saying, oh, I don't want to be associated with PL. No, it's because when I'm on that account, I'm on a mindset, and I'm not going to mess with PL problems and telegrams and stuff, because I'm trying to accomplish something. My favorite season, it's autumn. I love autumn. It's my favorite time of year. And I think that's pretty much all the questions that are out there, besides the redundant, who is your favorite character, who is your favorite player, who's most popular, who's the geek, who's most likely to succeed. No, I guess that's pretty much it. I've got Butthead shuffling around. He's glaring at me because I'm on his space where he has to have his broth and rice and eggs when he eats with a chopstick, and it's really disgusting. But you're gonna throw something at me, aren't you? Shut up. Anyway, I'm running out of time, but hopefully I've given you shut up. Hopefully I've given you peeps something to consider and some ideas for growing as, you throw that at me, I'm gonna kill you, for growing as players. Anyway, good night, people, and good night, GT, wherever you are. I will see you guys on the flip side.